Well, these are all the documents that my father-in-law kept hold of after the war. These mainly refer to the D-Day, but it's his training and all the way through the war. This was the photograph he had taken just before he left to go to training in Hampshire at a place called Barton Stacey, which was near Winchester. Well, before they went to D-Day, they had to do lots of training, and they were sent to different places across the country for different things, like the target practice or the signalling, or what they called bridging camps, which were to practice bridging water and things like that. The photograph album shows him training with his pals. I think they did have some time off as well, and became great friends. And then the instructions came that it would take place on the 5th of June. It was top secret. They were all huddled in camps on the south coast, just down country lanes, he told us, ready to all leave at around the same time. But his job as a Royal Engineer was to clear the beaches, and it was all planned for the 5th of June, but then the weather was bad, so they only left on the 6th of June very early. And when they got the landing crafts nearby, then they had to jump out, run up the beach under attack and clear the barbed wire and any mortars that were in the beach, things like that, so that the next lot of wave of people running behind could get up to the beach. The map it shows the entrance to the canal at Caen, and to Caen, and along here is where the sword beaches were, and all the other beaches that were involved in the D-Day landings. Above the beach, it was quite high, and that's where the pillboxes were, where the Germans were at, and then they went along the beach, and eventually Pegasus Bridge was the place that they were trying to get to blow the bridge up to help to ruin communications, really. And eventually they went into Caen as well, but that was a few weeks later. I presume this map was his instructions, because he's put on here the place where the bridge is, and there's various other marks saying where other squadron regiments were and people like that. Well, after this they went on and they went across country to Brussels. He was in tanks, and they went to Brussels and they went to Arnhem, rescuing people on the way, and they went right over through Germany. And he writes in his book that the worst day of his life was when he went into Belsen camp to help those who'd been suffering in Belsen camp, the prisoners of war in there. And it's just one single sentence. He doesn't enlarge on that at all. And when he told my daughters, because they'd asked what happened in the war, Grandad, and he said he went into Belsen camp, his wife said, "I didn't know that. He'd never told me." So that was a big thing, really, how much they kept quiet about things that they'd done. And he went on, and he was only discharged in 1946, even though the war had finished in 1945. And only started talking about this, really, when he joined the Normandy veterans after his retirement. Years later, he met up with friends that had been with him that he hadn't seen since D-Day.